These numbers represent the current state of the nation's report card. 40% of Gen Alpha students lack basic reading skills, the highest level in over 20 years. In math, 61% are considered below proficient. It is tempting to point to smartphones as the sole cause of this decline. The prevailing narrative suggests a generation addicted to screens simply lost the ability to focus. But the decay of the American education system started long before the first iPad. We are witnessing the culmination of 40 years of active policy decisions that prioritized standardized metrics over the actual development of students. In the early 1970s, the system was trending in the opposite direction. Meaningful investment was directed toward emerging generations for the first time, and reading and math scores were either stable or rising across the country. Those investments produced clear results. Students stayed in school longer, graduation rates climbed, and millions of children previously excluded from formal education were successfully integrated into a more inclusive system. Gen Alpha did not fail the system. The system traded this historical progress for a framework that treats learning like a bureaucratic checkbox. This progress was disrupted in the early 1980s. President Ronald Reagan entered office with a platform that included a specific plan to eliminate the Department of Education. In response, the 1983 report, A Nation at Risk, was commissioned to justify the department's existence by manufacturing a crisis. Insiders later admitted they started with a conclusion of widespread mediocrity and manipulated data, ignoring the fact that more students from diverse backgrounds were taking tests to push for standardization and measurable outcomes. Curious, this shift to metrics paved the way for flawed teaching methods. Throughout the 1990s, schools moved away from phonics and toward a strategy called 3Qing. This method discourages children from decoding words. Instead, it trains them to guess unfamiliar words based on pictures, sentence structure, or surrounding context. It emphasizes appearing fluent over actually understanding the mechanics of reading. These strategies remained in classrooms for decades, even after national panels showed they were harmful to beginning readers. This approach allowed reading scores to decline, while schools masked the literacy crisis with methods that prioritized speed over comprehension. The incentives changed further with No Child Left Behind. This policy tied school funding directly to aggregate test scores, forcing teachers to prioritize whatever could be measured by a standardized exam. When schools are punished for low proficiency rates, struggling students become a liability. To protect their metrics, many schools stopped holding students back to address foundational gaps, opting instead to push them forward into the next grade without the ability to read or do basic math. As the system narrowed, the burden shifted to teachers. Educators now face a 27% pay penalty compared to other professionals. Real wages have declined over the past decade, forcing 70% of teachers to work second jobs in retail or ride-sharing just to make ends meet. While teachers struggled, the home environment was transformed by digital devices. By age 2, nearly 40% of Gen Alpha children have their own tablet. They're the first generation in history to be raised by parents often as addicted to their own smartphones as the children they're raising. This fragile foundation collapsed during the pandemic. The sudden shift to remote learning caused a massive loss of reading focus and basic comprehension, effectively skipping some of the most critical years of a child's cognitive development. The gap widened between those with resources and those without. Roughly 70% of students who fail to meet basic reading requirements now come from low-income households, where the lack of at-home support during the pandemic made learning loss permanent. Despite this instability, education leaders are rushing to integrate AI into classrooms. Linda McMahon has championed using AI as a teaching tool for children as young as pre-K, treating kids like sponges for an unproven technology. This data from MIT shows the risk. Students using AI tools demonstrate significantly lower levels of brain engagement and memory retention. They struggle to recall the material they've just written because the rush to completion has replaced the desire for independent problem solving. AI acts as a technologically advanced magnifying glass. It takes a generation already struggling with shorter attention spans and provides a tool that accelerates their dependence on pre-generated answers over original thought. Record levels of educational spending have not stopped this decay. This suggests the failure is not a lack of funding, but a persistent misallocation of priorities that views students as data points rather than human beings. The human cost of this neglect is visible in every district. Teachers report elementary students stealing food because they are hungry, a direct result of a system that has largely abandoned the basic stability required for any meaningful learning to take place. We have treated teachers, the people responsible for instilling the values of our civilization, as replaceable cogs. When we devalue the professional, we devalue the student. It is easy to judge iPad kids or label a generation as lazy. But these children did not build the classrooms or the digital environments they are trapped in. Adults did. No single policy change can reverse 40 years of compounded decay. Recovering Gen Alpha's potential requires more than just new laws. It requires a direct, hands-on commitment from the community to bridge the gaps the system has left wide open. This means parents, grandparents, and mentors must actively reclaim the responsibility of teaching. We have to sit down at the kitchen table with flashcards, work through physical books, and provide the one thing a standardized system cannot: the dedicated attention of an adult who values a child's future more than a test score.